Angel Reese has definitely been in the headlines, man, after erupting in a press conference, pretty much swearing at reporters. And I'm here to tell you today is another day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands. Yes, now all of this went down during the Washington missed this game. This happened on national television.
The Chicago Sky is once again embroiled in controversy, but this time, it's not about on-court performance. Instead, the focus is on what unfolded on the sidelines. Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed role model and newly announced NBA 2K26 cover, athletes has just provided a stark reminder that basketball talent doesn't automatically translate into leadership. Now, first-year head coach Tyler Marsh faces a decision that could define his entire tenure with the team.
The referees blew every whistle. Like, I'm not joking. There was one play where Angel Reese dribbled backwards. She backed into Aaliyah Edwards and tripped over her own feet and got free throws. The free throws that led to this happening were unbelievably soft. That led to Angel Reese breaking a coach's clipboard, walking over and slapping a coach's clipboard. And by the way, if this was Caitlin Clark, you just know they'd be calling out her anger problem.
On July 8, 2025, during a heartbreaking 81-79 loss to the Washington Mystics, Angel Reese made a move that would make even the most patient coach question their life choices. With just 29.9 seconds left on the clock and the game tied at 77, Reese walked off the court and slapped the clipboard out of the hands of Ann Crosby, the team's vice president of basketball operations and strength and conditioning.
People are picking up on is when she is walking over to the bench and she slaps the clipboard out of her coach's hand. And you guys, my honest reaction to this when I first saw it, I was just laughing. It's kind of like the reaction that you're seeing from me right here. I wouldn't look into this too hard. I know it's already become controversial because they're like, oh, if another player did this, there would be think pieces written about it.
This wasn't a gentle brush off. It wasn't an accidental bump. It was a deliberate, disrespectful act captured on national television for everyone to see. The same woman who, just hours earlier, had been announced as the cover athlete for NBA 2K26, supposedly representing the pinnacle of professionalism in women's basketball, couldn't control her emotions. For even 30 seconds.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Barbie? The emotional decline continues for Angel Reese. The temper tantrums, the complete loss of emotional control continues for the Bayou Barbie, as well as the Chi-Town Barbie and Double Barbie, and whatever other alias that Angel Reese has decided to give herself.
But here's what makes this even more troubling. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a pattern that has been building throughout the season. Angel Reese has been on a months-long campaign of throwing shade, stirring up controversy, and making everything about herself rather than the team.
Wow. All right. It was wild. I mean, tempers were flying. This was an all-out rivalry, man. All right? I mean, even Angel Reese was pissed at this moment. Look at this. Pissed. All right, pissed. This was close to the end of the game. 29 seconds left. Game tied. Game on the line. And I think she was called for a foul.
Remember the ongoing social media warfare with Caitlin Clark? The constant complaints about officiating? The victim narrative she's been pushing all season? The clipboard incident is just the latest chapter in what's becoming the Angel Reese show, and it's not the kind of show that championship teams put on. Those were pissing me off, Reese wrote on social media after the incident, showing little to no remorse for her actions. She chalked it up to the heat of the moment, and promised it wouldn't happen again. But actions speak louder than social media damage control. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe. Now, let's talk about Tyler Marsh, because this man is in an impossible position. He's a first-year head coach who came to Chicago with an impressive resume. He's won championships at every level, the D-League, NBA, and WNBA. He's learned from some of the best in the business: Nick Nurse, Rick Carlisle, and Becky Hammon. Marsh is known for his integrity, his player development skills, and his ability to build winning cultures. But all of that means nothing if he can't control his locker room. And right now, with Angel Reese slapping clipboards out of coaches' hands without any immediate consequences, it's starting to look like the inmates are running the asylum.
Angel always talks about being willing to do whatever dirty work is necessary. Did you see that today? Did you see a performance that, in terms of the timeliness and the types of plays that she made, it went beyond the stat sheet?
Yeah, I think that's who Angel is. in the best way. I think that that's what her skill set allows her to be. That we shouldn't just look at her as a rebounder or just as a scorer. There's so many different things that she can do on a court that helps a team win. And even though shots weren't falling for her tonight, she had 5 assists. She had huge rebounds down the stretch. And that's the kind of versatility that we see in her, and she's embraced it so far.
Marsh was hired specifically for his track record of building cultures grounded in trust and accountability. General Manager Jeff Palioka praised his commitment to developing each player's unique strengths, along with his basketball IQ and calm, composed leadership style. A calm and composed leadership means little if it doesn't translate into real discipline when it matters most. This is Tyler Marsh's first true leadership test as a head coach, not drawing up plays, not managing rotations, not developing talent. Those are the easy parts of coaching. The hard part is what you do when your star player, your supposed leader, acts like a spoiled child on national television.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand.
What happened after that clipboard hit the floor? Did Marsh call an immediate timeout? Did he pull Reese aside? Did he bench her for the rest of the game? According to reports, the answer is no. The game continued, and Reese finished with 22 points and 15 rebounds. Impressive numbers that were completely overshadowed by her lack of professionalism. This silence is especially damning when you consider Marsh's previous statements about the team. He's repeatedly emphasized the importance of building a championship culture, one rooted in accountability and focused on helping players reach their full potential. But championship cultures aren't built by talented players alone. They're built by disciplined players.
Angel Reese had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. There were some questionable calls from the referees on both ends of the floor during this game against the Washington Mystics, and they ended up losing by 2 points at the end of the game. And so she's a competitor. Love or hate Angel Reese, she's a competitor. She's a fierce competitor. And I feel like this was just a moment where her frustrations got the best of her. Hopefully, later on, I'm sure she'll probably see this on social media and she'll go up to her coach and be like, my bad, coach. That was not cool of me. I shouldn't have slapped the clip.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Angel Reese loves to talk about being a role model. She talks about representation, about showing young girls that they can be confident, bold, and unapologetically take up space. But what kind of message is she really sending when she takes out her frustration on a member of the coaching staff? If this were any other player, bench player, or a rookie, they likely would have been benched, fined, or even suspended. But because it's Angel Reese, because she's the face of the franchise, the one putting up double-doubles and drawing headlines, it seems like a different set of rules applies. The Chicago Sky currently sit at 6-13. In 12th place in the Eastern Conference, they're not just losing games, they're losing their identity. When your star player is more focused on her social media presence than her team's success, when she's slapping clipboards out of coaches' hands because she's frustrated with referees, you don't have a basketball team, you have a reality show.
Why do you guys hate Angel Reese so much? The Angel Reese hate is so forced. This is why we hate the Brick Lane Slough. She has a terrible attitude, awful, toxic. This is why she has no friend. This is why the world hates.
And let's not forget the WNBA's role in all of this. This is the same league that has launched investigations into imaginary claims while ignoring real behavioral issues. The same league that often seems more concerned with protecting certain players' feelings than upholding professional standards. The WNBA has clear rules about player conduct and expectations for how players should interact with coaches and staff. But when it comes to Angel Reese, those rules appear to be more like suggestions. The league has remained silent about this incident, just as it has about most of Reese's other controversial behavior this season. Tyler Marsh came to Chicago with a clear mission: to build a championship culture. He's spoken about accountability, professionalism, and creating an environment where players can reach their full potential. But here's the truth: championship cultures aren't built on talent alone. They're built on discipline. You can't build a championship culture when your star player is more concerned with her social media presence than team success. You can't build one when players feel free to disrespect coaches without consequences. And you certainly can't build one if the head coach is too afraid to hold his best player accountable. Marsh's resume speaks for itself. He's been part of championship teams with the Toronto Raptors, the Las Vegas Aces, and other successful organizations. He knows exactly what a winning culture looks like. The question now is, does he have the courage to enforce it in Chicago?
Angel Reese said that she was done being polite. She was done being humble. I'm done being silent. The Bayou Barbie is mad, mad, mad. And Barbie is about to start clapping back at the haters. To her credit, Angel Reese said what she meant and meant what she said.
Angel Reese loves to talk about being a role model. She was just featured on the cover of NBA 2K26. She has signature shoes. She has major endorsement deals. She has a platform that millions of young girls look up to. But with that platform comes responsibility. What message is she sending to those young girls when she slaps a clipboard out of a coach's hands? What lesson is she teaching about how to handle frustration and adversity? What example is she setting when it comes to respecting authority and maintaining composure? The answer is simple. She's teaching them that if you're talented enough, popular enough, or important enough, you can act however you want without consequences. That's not leadership. That's the opposite of leadership.
So you just gonna embarrass this woman trying to show you a play, and you just gonna slap the clipboard out of her hand like that? On national TV. What a role model. Please, stop embarrassing us.
This is Tyler Marsh's moment of truth. This is where he shows whether he's the championship caliber coach Chicago thought they were hiring, or just another coach too afraid to hold his star players accountable. The easy thing to do is nothing. Let it slide. Hope it doesn't happen again. Focus on the positives, the 22 points, the 15 rebounds, the historic streak, the all-star selections, but easy doesn't win championships. The hard thing, the championship thing, is to do what great coaches do: hold everyone accountable, regardless of talent or popularity. Set standards and enforce them. Build a culture where respect isn't optional, it's mandatory. Because here's the truth. Tyler Marsh needs to face Angel Reese isn't testing a clipboard. She's testing him. She's testing whether he's the kind of coach who demands excellence from everyone, or the kind who makes exceptions for the stars. And everyone is watching. Every player on that roster, every coach on that staff, every fan in that arena. The question isn't whether Angel Reese can rebound, score, or make highlight reels. The question is whether Tyler Marsh can coach.
With the Chicago Sky team, they are not doing well this season. I think that is evident. It doesn't look like they are going to make playoffs. And this was just a moment of frustration at the end of the game. It is funny though when you play the clip over and over. This was a warranted crash out. We can give Angel Reese a...
Championship coaches don't let star players disrespect their staff. They don't ignore behavioral issues because they're afraid of controversy. They understand that talent without character is just potential without purpose. Phil Jackson didn't let Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant disrespect coaches. Pat Riley didn't let LeBron James or Dwayne Wade act unprofessionally. Becky Hammon doesn't let Asha Wilson or any of her stars get away with behavior that undermines team culture. Those coaches won championships not just because they had elite talent, but because they created environments where that talent could thrive within a framework of accountability and respect. Tyler Marsh's credibility as a coach is now on the line. If he continues to let Angel Reese's behavior slide, he's sending a clear message to every player on that roster. The rules don't apply to everyone equally. He's telling them that talent trumps character, that popularity outweighs professionalism, and that social media followers matter more than team chemistry. That's not a championship culture. That's a recipe for disaster. And right now, with the Sky sitting at 6-13 and looking more like a soap opera than a basketball team, disaster is exactly where they're headed.
But Shakira Austin at 13 free throws, Angel Reese at 15. Angel at 15 free throws. Last couple of possessions to go. Kiki Riafen is standing with her hands up. Angel Reese just flings herself backwards into Kiki Riafen. Down 2 to draw the foul.
The solution isn't complicated, but it does require courage. Tyler Marsh needs to remember why he was hired. He wasn't brought in to be Angel Reese's friend. He wasn't hired to manage her brand or enable her drama. He was hired to build a championship culture, and that starts with holding everyone accountable, especially the star players. The Chicago Sky organization also has a decision to make. Do they want to be a professional basketball team that demands excellence on and off the court? Or do they want to be a reality show that just happens to involve basketball? Because right now, they're looking a lot more like the latter. Tyler Marsh came to Chicago with a promise to build something special. He brought championship experience, coaching credibility, and a track record of success. But none of that will matter if he can't control his locker room.
Now, guys, I'm not one to blow up negativity, but Angel Reese supposed to be leading young women and being a great example to girls and kids all over the world. Well, I'm here to tell you, she was not leading by example.
Angel Reese slapping that clipboard out of Ann Crosby's hands wasn't just a moment of frustration, it was a test. A test of Tyler Marsh's leadership, a test of the Chicago Sky's standards, and a test of the WNBA's commitment to professionalism. So far, everyone is failing that test. The question now is whether Tyler Marsh has the courage to do what championship coaches do: hold everyone accountable, demand excellence from everyone, and create a culture where respect isn't expected, because if he doesn't, the Chicago Sky will remain exactly what they are right now: a talented team with no discipline, a star player with no leadership, and a coach with no control. And that's not a championship formula. A recipe for yet another disappointing season, something Sky fans have endured for far too long.